It's a hot, steamy Sunday afternoon in Reynosa, Mexico, where most of the shops are closed. But over on Migrant Plaza, it's bustling as always. The tents have been mostly donated by charities and churches. It's a meeting place for those coming together to attempt a border crossing. Most are from Central America and want to claim asylum in the US.
The journey is very dangerous, yes, especially when you get to cross the river. It is an unforgettable experience. It is a risk that one regrets, but you are already there and it is the only option one has.
This woman's already tried to cross once. Her daughter, who used to help care for her son while she worked, is already in America. He's crying because he misses his sister. News of a more sympathetic approach by the Biden administration has raised their hopes.
Yes, my idea to come here did change a bit because he said he will reunite families, because he said he would not divide families. And that gave me the idea to come, especially as I already have my daughter here. When my daughter did the crossing, it cost her nothing. And now that supposedly you have the opportunity to do better, it was the opposite.
But for now it means sweating out 40-degree summer days, sleeping 12 to their tent.
12 personas.
Sí, acá, o sea, él, ella, con la mamá.
There are countless stories like this one here. This woman's asked us not to show her face. She's escaping a violent marriage. She walked from the southernmost point of Central America to be here. The walk was so stressful, her toenails fell off her feet.
I come from a very violent country. If I go back to my family, my husband will find me again, and I don't want to live with this person anymore. So my only option was to go on this long journey. That is when I made the decision. I have never thought of this, but the pain was so extreme, I had to make the decision. That is when I asked God for directions. That if this was the purpose of my life, that He gave me a sign that I could get the money to come with my 2 kids.
For many of the people here at this camp in Reynosa, it might be safer than where they've come from, but it's still a very dangerous place. The cartels here are strong. There's been hundreds of murders in the last year, many linked to this migrant camp, and an increase in kidnappings, especially, we've been told, by a focus on the young children here.
We also get a lot of people who come here because they read a headline or they hear a story and they think it's true and they risk their lives and their children's lives to get here. So let's be clear, Biden is expelling babies. He's expelling 4-year-olds, 3-year-olds. Your child can be under the age of 7. You will be expelled or deported back.
This little girl's lucked out. Her mum found Felicia, who runs an organisation called the Sidewalk School. They teach disabled children, but they're also a rapid response team. They've asked us not to identify her or her mother holding her hand. She's being taken to a doctor's appointment to be treated for her increasingly severe asthma.
We also get them the lawyer within a first hour of meeting them. Always. 1 hour, no one's ever gone past that. So this little girl, she already has a lawyer. She just doesn't know it yet.
Felicia's a former Texas housewife who couldn't cope with the poverty across the border. She crosses 7 days a week on missions like this and is witnessing the crisis firsthand.
With Trump changing so many laws and policies, he did cause a bottleneck. So if you shut something completely down and it keeps coming and coming and coming, the question is, what did you think was going to happen? Biden wins, people feel like, oh, I have a chance. And then we have these 2 encampments now.
The Sidewalk School is taking her to an apartment and then will take her to school. Another potential target for cartel kidnappings, we've agreed not to show that either. Like many people we spoke to that work and live along the border, they don't want to play politics with the situation here. They want to help.
we get donations from Republicans. That's why I try not to come too hard on political stuff, because people do care what happens to other people overall, in general. Yes, they do. But it's just our laws and policies. I think, well, I know it just needs a major overhaul. And it's not happening.
Annelise, Nielsen, Sky News in Reynosa, Mexico.